Good morning, everyone. Here's the guidepost for the day, based on something that I wrote back in 2019. It's called Unlearn All You Know. What if the ego was not you? Just a collection of information that maybe it's not true. Have you listened carefully to those who wanted you to comply? I say, unlearn all you know. The opinions that were shared with you, my friend, were for others to be blessed and could lead to your end. Your soul is much brighter than the ego clown imposed by others on your spirit. It's now time to let it go. The one you are inside is divine, aware, and flows from the root of all consciousness. I repeat, you must unlearn all you know. It's a bit of a challenge to anyone who's not heard such a statement of intent before, who's never really considered that what's been happening over the past years of your life is that you've just been conditioned into behaving in a certain way. And on the one hand, many people have instructed you in a way that they felt would benefit you to negotiate life in a way that would be helpful to you and to other people, that you'd be able to fit in, that you'd be able to sit within the world of men and women and be accepted. And your parents and your grandparents, if you were lucky enough to know them, I was lucky enough to know my grandparents, your aunts and uncles, family members, have really got your best interests at heart. But the problem is that they have that best interest at heart from their perspective. And each life is different. Each life is here for something slightly different than the others. And even when you do belong, and it is good to belong to a family, when you belong to a family, you've got to be guarding yourself as an adult. Obviously, as a child, you know no better, and you fit in with whatever mum and dad has to say to you. But when you become an adult, then there's other people, or even before you become an adult, when you go to school, there's peer pressure, there's your teachers, and there's the head teacher, if you ever have to come into contact with them, who want you to behave in a certain way. And then employers are the same. It's the same at college. Everywhere you go, there's people who want you to do what they want you to do. But in actual fact, you have been sent here with the mission. I believe this is true of everyone. That mission is big. It's important to the rest of humanity that you fulfill it. And while ever you're doing whatever other people have told you to do, you can't be getting on with the thing that's in your heart. You know what it is. It's not like I'm here trying to tell you to do something that you don't want to do, which is exactly what I'm saying other people have done to you. I'm asking you to delve deep into your soul, find out what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You probably already know. And if you're not doing it, find a way to do it. And all the skills that you've learned along the way aren't as important as the skills that you'll learn when you go after the passion of your heart, the purpose of your heart, the reason that you individuated here. And I've likened that to the ego, everything, this outer casing of the soul. It's like a protection thing. It's a bit like an egg, you know? If you are someone who knows much about nature, I'm not, but I have been told that if the egg is broken from the outside, then the chick dies. But if the chick breaks the shell from the inside, then it will live. So I don't want to come along with a big hammer and smash your egg. I want you to, while you're inside that egg, that wall that either you set up or people in your life have helped you set up to protect you, the ego shell, that you break through it, that you go through the layer that's holding you back from being who you were sent here to be. The ego is just a collection of information. It's not actually who you are. That was one of the most challenging parts of my life when I went to a course in Northampton with Broadband Consciousness BC, and I was told that I was not the things that I'd been conditioned to become. And I thought, that sounds good to me. That sounds, it feels right to me. But what am I if I'm not all my conditioning? If you strip away all the conditioning that I've ever had in my life, what's left? Is there anything left? And it is the soul, the spirit. It's the freedom to be yourself from moment to moment, to decide what is next, to speak with your higher self and to make decisions, not stupid decisions, but to consider things first, look before you leap. But he who hesitates is lost. That always makes me smile. These little words of insight that people share with you that are completely contrary to each other. So look before you leap, but don't. He who hesitates is lost. So yeah, I had to come to that point of stripping away everything. All the titles I've been given, all the jobs that I've had, all the experiences of my life so far, so that I could become who I knew, really deep down inside, I knew who I was supposed to be. They want you to comply, not only because they believe it'll be good for you. People in your life want you to comply with the normality, because it helps them to realize that, or helps to persuade them that they are okay doing what they're doing. They're looking for you to give them, by you fitting in with everything that they're saying, they're looking for you to enhance their certainty about themselves. But that isn't why you're here. You're not here to help somebody else feel good about themselves. We all, each of us, have a path to walk, and they are all either a lot or certainly somewhat different to each other. And that's the path that you should be on, not the one where you're complying with the requests of others. I'm not saying that you should be shaking fists in people's faces. I'm just saying get quietly on with what you know is in your heart to do. Yeah, those opinions that were shared were to bless other people, not necessarily you. Maybe your parents wanted you to do certain things and to behave in a certain way, to grow up as a certain kind of person, so that you would have a good life. But then in adulthood, the people who are in places of authority within our lives don't necessarily have that best interest that your mum and dad had. And even your mum and dad got things wrong. They had misunderstandings about life themselves, and what worked for them might not work for you. So it's a matter of discovering who you are and what you want to do, and the life coach can help you with that. I'm a life coach, so I can help you if you want me to walk you through you defining who you are. Yeah, your soul's much brighter than the ego clown imposed by others on your spirit. It's time to let it go. Let that ego clown be no longer part of who you are. You're divine, your divinity wrapped in humanity. You are pure potential, pure awareness, pure consciousness. And from the root of all the consciousness that exists in the time-space continuum, unlearn everything that you've been told, because that's the way to real freedom. Just be a blank slate every day, every morning when you get up. Just ask your higher self, God, the source, what is it you're supposed to be doing today? So I'm getting on with what I've been called to do today. I've got a list as long as your arm, I promise you. I'm going to read my poem and then I'm going to end the broadcast. Unlearn all you know. What if the ego was not you? Just a collection of information that maybe is not true. Have you listened carefully to those who wanted you to comply? I say, unlearn all you know. The opinions that were shared with you, my friend, were for others to be blessed and could lead to your end. Your soul is much brighter than the ego clown imposed by others on your spirit. It's now time to let it go. The one you are inside is divine, aware, and flows from the root of all consciousness. I repeat, you must unlearn all you know. Namaste.